This is Inside Badger Football with head coach Trey Shucker. Financial support for Inside Badger Football comes from Turner & Turner, attorneys at law. Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investors. The accounting firm of Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler. Welch Funeral Home. Roger Wingfield of State Farm Insurance. Southern Bancorp. Shelter Insurance. Southwest Sporting Goods. Taylor King and Associates. Mary and Martha's Florists and Gifts. Price and Company. Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker. Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone. EasyBins.com. And Farm Bureau Insurance of Clark County. The host of Inside Badger Football is Preston Crowder.
Hello and welcome to another week of Inside Badger Football with head coach Trey Shucker. Coach, it's great to see you again, and it is again after another big win for the Badgers, a 35-28 victory against Greenbrier.
Absolutely. You know, that was a huge win for us. You know, it made us 3-0 in non-conference play, which is one of our team goals, giving us a lot of momentum going into conference play.
Yeah, so you do mention that is one of your team goals, 3-0 in non-conference play. Talk about how big that is moving forward in the season, that right off the gates you're achieving one of your big team goals.
It is, and you know, non-conference is just like its season itself. You know, we don't want to go undefeated, and going 3-0 is huge for us. Gives us momentum going into conference play. You know, we've got a really tough conference. We played some really good teams in non-conference. We're able to come out with wins, and we feel good about it going into conference play.
So this week of practice, I'm sure, like you said, it's the last non-conference game, so it's a big week of practice for your team, working on some things. How do you think your team prepared going into the last non-conference game?
I thought, you know, it was kind of an up and down week for us. We had a lot of things going on, but our kids handled it really well. We were able to go out and execute our plays and played really hard at home Friday night and came out with a win.
So you knew that Greenbrier was very disciplined, very talented. They're not going to try to do too much. They just play really sound football, smart football. What was really the game plan against them? What did you tell your kids going into that game?
The biggest thing was, you know, just do what we do. You know, don't let our opponent dictate, you know, how we play our game. And Greenbrier did a really good job of holding on to the ball in the first half and trying to keep it out of our hands and running some clock. They did a really good job of that and executing what they were trying to do. For us, you know, we kind of struggled early to execute the way we want to and at the level that we wanted to. But in the second half, we came back and put together a better product on the field and were able to execute better. So
2-year wins, the one against Camden Fairview, close, went into overtime, came out with the victory. This one tied going into the fourth quarter, came out with a 7-point win. How does your team just react to those close games? It seems like they really just expect to win and are really calm, cool, and collected in those moments.
Yeah, our kids, you know, every time they step on the field, they expect to win. They're winners, and they know how to win. It's just been proven. But, you know, so our kids feel like they're in control at all times. You know, regardless of what's going on in the game, they feel like they're in control, and that's the way we want them to feel. Yes, we want to have a sense of urgency. You know, we were behind quite a bit of the game. But, you know, ultimately, just do what we do, play fast, play physical, and everything's going to work out.
Now, your backfield's really talented. Braylon Bailey, Jay-Sean Davis, and Buster Thomas have all had really big games so far this season. And I really don't think your O-line gets talked about a lot. That's really true for all O-lines. They just sometimes aren't really in the spotlight like the other players. So I want to talk about your O-line. You got Matthew Porter, Tucker Johnson, Darian Beard, Zane Huddleston, Judson Kuhn, Kendrick Knox, and Brady Curtis. Just talk a little bit about them and what they do for your team.
They've done a phenomenal job. Anytime you have a 200-yard rusher alone, that says a lot about what's going on up front with your O-line. And, you know, I've seen leaps and bounds in progression with those guys, all of them. We've got multiple guys, you know, rotating in. Some of them play on defense, so they're getting a lot of reps throughout the game, and they're doing a great job of handling that.
All right, so that's awesome, Coach. We're going to take a look at some of these highlights for the big win against the Greenbrier Panthers on Friday night. So this is the first game that you did kick to start the game. The other two games you have received, and they will get the ball out first around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's right here. Got a really good kick. We're able to kind of pin them back deep.
And like you said, it looked like Greenbrier was just really kind of taking what the defense gave them, throwing some little short passes into the flat and little short runs, just finding the way around their blockers.
Yeah, so Greenbrier's just taking what we're giving them, not trying to do anything too spectacular, just trying to hold the ball, keep the ball moving down the field, and we've got to do a better job of executing on third down is a big thing that we didn't do very well on defense Friday night. But, keep playing aggressive and try to get the ball out of their hands. Try to get the ball back to us is what we're trying to do.
Another run. Good play there by your defense, getting into the backfield and breaking up that run.
Yeah. It's right here, third down again. They convert it, and big thing moving forward out of this game is we've got to play a little bit better on third down.
And here's a big play early in the game, a pick six from Jayshawn Davis. We usually see him get in the end zone on offense. Doesn't usually, convert on defense, but a big play here from him.
Yeah, this just shows how much of a playmaker he is, on either side of the ball. Wherever he's at, he's going to make plays.
So good field position to start the drive for Greenbrier again. And here you see it. They're just trying to, run time off the clock and just taking what you guys give them. They do go deep here on this play.
Yeah, so right here, our corner didn't do a very good job of closing the distance between the receiver and himself, but biggest thing right there is just get to your receiver and then find the football.
Good tackle there, brings up. Another play here in your own red zone. And
Greenbrier's got a really good front O-line.
Yep.
They were able to control the line of scrimmage a lot of the game. That's something that we've got to do better of moving forward. But it was really good to see, Greenbrier and the way they play up front and how physical they are, and they pass protect really well also. Past weeks we've done a really good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, and they didn't allow that as much in the first half.
So they tie the game up at 7. We'll pass out into the flat. Receiver almost drops it, but they do tie the game, and you guys will get the ball back.
Yeah, so right here, getting the ball back, it's going to be our first time to touch the ball on offense for the game.
And a good run here on the kick return. You guys have really had a lot of success in your kick returning and special teams.
Yeah, so we take pride in everything that we do, including special teams. Anytime you've got the ball, it's a chance to go make a play and get the ball down the field. So right here's our first offensive drive.
There's Buster rolling out. That's a good play from him to find his receiver rolling out to the right.
Really good find by him, getting out of the pocket, which when he gets out of the pocket, anything can happen, but he does a good job of just taking the open throw.
And here you see kind of an end around to Kyler Pfeiffer. Will we see more of that this year? There are really some ways you can get creative with him.
Yeah, you might see a little bit of that here and there. It might just be a week-to-week thing, just based off of what we're seeing on defense. But like I was saying, anytime Buster gets out of the pocket, anything can happen. You see him right here making some plays with his legs.
And I thought, Friday night was his best game of the season, getting outside of the pocket and making stuff happen with his legs.
Yeah, it was a huge game for him. He rushed for over 100 yards. And you might see that moving forward as well.
So here you guys are in the red zone, and it seems like when you get in the red zone, it's a pretty easy decision, just hand it off to Jayshawn Davis.
Yeah, he's a big back for us. We talked about our O-line. Our O-line's doing a great job moving people up front, maintaining blocks, and allowing him to make play. Go against tacklers one-on-one, and that's what we really want. He's big enough body to where you're not going to be able to tackle him one-on-one.
And there we see it, Jayshawn Davis, his second touchdown of the night. You guys get the lead 14-7. Got to feel good early to get out to a lead against a good football team in the second quarter now.
Yeah, it was a longer drive, but we felt good about what we saw moving forward. Just have to execute our plays at a higher level.
And here you see the Greenbrier running back. It seemed like he did a really nice job of just running behind his blockers, finding the little holes that they gave him, and getting as many yards as he could.
Yeah, and Greenbrier's got a great front line. They're big, they're physical, and they maintain their blocks. And that's one of the biggest things that up front that you need. You need to maintain blocks.
Yeah. There we see it again. And I thought that we'll see it later on in the game, but you guys started getting a lot of good pressure on the quarterback towards later on in the game, more so in the first half.
Yeah, I think towards later in the game, they just kind of wore down, and our guys were conditioned enough to keep going and playing fast.
Big
right here
there by the Panthers. Good tackle to save a touchdown, though.
Great tackle to save a touchdown. That was Latonio. He's done that a couple times for us this year. He's just a fast kid, takes good angles to the football.
Now we'll see it here. This is a big series for your defense. They get all the way down to the 1 yard line on first down, but you guys come up with 3 big plays here and keep them from scoring.
Yeah, this was a huge stand by our defense. Our defense did a great job. Coach Grimmett did a great job of dialing it up, putting our players in position to make a play, and our defense, was able to come up big right down here, and it's a big part of our victory is our defense standing tall. But this wasn't a very good play call by me. It's one that I really wish I could have had back. I know it just really wasn't a good play call by me.
So after the big goal line stand from your defense, you do have good coverage there from Trey Bledsoe, who had a tremendous game, but Greenbrier will punch it in and tie the game up. Yeah,
anytime you give the ball back to the other team this close, it's really hard to keep them out, especially after you just had a really good goal line stand.
Yep. So you guys get the ball back on your own 30, trying to make something happen, handing it off to Jay-Sean Davis.
Yeah, anytime you want to make something happen, give the ball to Jay-Sean. He's going to do it for you.
And you guys were going no hurry right here. How often do you think you guys will go no hurry versus just traditional sets?
It might just, however the game comes to me, I might call it. We'll just see.
As the pass complete.
So Buster here again. Give it some time in the pocket, had to roll out. And this is an intentional grounding play. This did kind of hinder your drive here. The intentional grounding penalty hurt.
It did. And Buster's still learning about some of that stuff. Just being in the spread quarterback system.
So a decent point here. They get the ball back, and here you see it. They pitch it to McElhaney, who is just maybe the fastest player you guys have defended against all year. He was lightning quick.
He was. He got around the edge really quick. Really strong runner.
And here it seemed kind of like a broken play. The man fell in the backfield, but the man was wide open in the middle of the field, and he ran all the way to give the Panthers the lead.
Yeah, our defense was playing aggressive right there and just didn't account for a guy in the backfield.
So we're towards the end of the first half here. And you guys try to make something happen here on your last drive, trying to go quick and get some points here late.
Yeah, so right here, we kind of used it as a 2-minute drill. Just trying to get the ball down the field as far as we could to see if we can get some points.
Good play call there, trying to get something towards the sideline to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things is trying to get the clock stopped.
Another big run from Jay-Sean Davis. Good pump fake there by Busher, and here we see him making something happen with his legs. And we saw him slide a little bit more. Was that something you guys told him to do?
Yeah, that's something that we want him doing. If it's not necessary, we don't need him to take an extra hit.
So another run here from Jay-Sean Davis. Right as the clock was about to expire, you guys got a timeout off with 1 second left. You got it to Cervantes for the kick. Just a little bit short and wide left. What's his range, and how comfortable do you guys feel putting him in long-range situations?
Right there is probably about his maximum range of what he feels comfortable and what we feel comfortable putting him in. So it was a really good situation for him to get in and get that experience in a game, in a situation where it wasn't as crucial as it possibly could have been.
Yep. So you guys, fortunate for you guys, you do receive the opening kickoff for the second half and get to try and make a drive here early to tie the game up.
Yeah, so right here we knew that we needed to come out and score, move the football down the field and try to get some points.
Another handoff to Jay-Sean Davis. That time, barely enough for a first down. That was a 4th down play call, a big play call here, but even a bigger play here as Trip Campbell gets loose and runs for a touchdown, but a block in the back brings it back. Tough break for you guys there.
Yeah, Trip Campbell did a great job Friday night for us. That was a big play for us. It was his first start. He's a sophomore for us, and he's been doing a great job.
Second down and 1.
So due to the penalty, you guys are backed up a little bit. First down there as Thomas finds Pfeiffer and 1st and goal, but the Panthers come up with a big stop here inside their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, this is another drive that we wish we could have had back. If we score right here, maybe it makes the game different for us.
And right here on this, I thought this was a great play call as well. I felt like Buster maybe could have turned the corner and ran for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he's got that option to do that. But Buster's just trying to make a play, and he's a senior for us, does a great job, and can't fault him for trying to make a play in the air.
So the Panthers get the ball back. Again, just trying to run some clock off, not trying to do too much on offense. But here in a little bit, we'll see a big play right here from Trey Bledsoe on the interception. That's a huge pick-me-up for your team, giving you guys the ball back.
This was a huge play because we needed something to happen. We needed a way to get the ball back, and Trey Bledsoe came up big for us, big senior in the secondary, made it happen.
And here's another massive run from Jayshawn Davis. It takes 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 5 guys to bring him down most of the time.
Yeah, he's so big and physical, runs hard. One person's not going to be able to take him down. You see him getting down the field really quickly also. He can run.
So another chance inside the Panther red zone. Good first down play call there. And you guys will just punch it in right here on the pitch to Jayshawn Davis to tie the game up at 21.
Yeah, so they were condensed down, playing a little tighter, so we were able to pitch it out wide and get it out in space.
So you guys will kick it back off, and this game is going to go into the fourth quarter, tied at 21. What were you guys telling your team? Like I said, we said earlier, it's a close game, and it seems like they just really feel comfortable in those situations.
Yeah, just keep playing, just keep doing what we do, and everything's going to work out. Keep executing the way we need to.
Here we see a reverse play for the Panthers, but really a great tackle from Latonio Hughes, getting off his block, making a big tackle there. Could have saved a really big gain for the Panthers.
That's right. He did a great job of keeping his leverage, and everything worked out for him. The ball came right to him. He was able to make a tackle.
So you guys are going to get the ball back again, fourth quarter, tied at 21. Punt took a good roll for the Panthers, but nonetheless getting the ball back on your own 25.
That's right. The ball did take a really good roll, but that's okay. On offense, we just said that's more yards for us.
So you guys march it down the field, hand it off to Braylon Bailey, who scores a touchdown, gives you guys the lead.
Yeah, Braylon Bailey steps in. He plays receiver for us, steps in at the running back spot, and he can make plays as well. Buster Thomas getting loose right here. This is one of probably the better plays that I've seen this year.
So the extra point does give you guys the lead here, 28-21. You'll kick it back off to the Panthers, and a low kick. Was that something you guys wanted to do, kind of keep it away from their kick returner?
Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to do. Just give them the ball and let's just play defense.
Now, Trey Bledsoe in the second half, I thought he had a tremendous game. A good tackle there by Wheeler, but he really got to the quarterback. Were you guys sending him more? And he's just relentless going after
we really liked the matchup with him coming off the edge. We didn't think that they'd be able to stop him, with how fast he is. And it really proved that was true. You saw him getting after the quarterback quite a bit.
So they get the ball out to about the 46-yard line. And here we'll see it, a big hit from Trey Bledsoe on the quarterback, resulting in an incomplete pass and a fourth down play for the Panthers that you guys come up big on.
Yeah, Coach Grimmett did a great job of making that adjustment at halftime, trying to get pressure off the edge a little bit more with Bledsoe.
There's Jayshawn Davis again. Easy decision again to hand him the ball when you're trying to run out the clock. And that's a great play by Buster. They had this QB spot on him, it looked like, and he just made a couple of juke moves and resulted in some good yardage for your team.
Yeah, Buster's a guy that you've always got to account for. Anytime he drops back, he's got the option to tuck it and run it.
QB sneak here again for you guys. You broke that out a couple of times.
Yeah, I wish I could have had that one back. That wasn't the best play call for me. We were moving the football by just running our normal plays. Fourth and short right there. I think we were a yard and a half. I think we probably would have had it if I'd have just lined up in a normal formation and ran a play.
And another big interception here. Defensive linemen don't touch the ball very often, but when they do, it's always big.
Yeah, so right there, that was Max. He did a great job of recognizing the screen and widened and got underneath the football.
So Jayshawn again punches it in, lost the football, but I think they called it a touchdown before he did lose the football. So that results in a 2-touchdown lead for you guys, and just got to get one more stop and you guys will win the game.
That's right. So right here, the receiver really made a good play. We're in position, but we got to get a hand up and get that ball out of his hands.
And that was McElhaney again, a really quick receiver for Greenbrier, one of the fastest guys you guys have had to defend all year.
He's a really good player for them. He's their guy that they want the ball to go to.
Look like right here, Kalen Jones just kind of slipped a little bit, lost his footing, and that gave the receiver enough space to get the touchdown pass.
Yeah, he kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit earlier in the game, and I think that probably made him a little off balance on that play.
So right here, kind of a weird play, miscommunication, but Carter Babb fields the ball, gets hit after the play, so that gives you guys a 15-yard penalty, moves you up a little bit.
Yeah, I wish we could have got to the ball a little bit quicker, but Carter did a great job of getting to the ball and recovering it. And then right here, Jay Sean, huge play around the end. He might have scored if he'd have held on to the ball right there, but still a big play nonetheless.
And there's Braylon Bailey. He's, like we've talked about in previous weeks, it's big to have him and Jay Sean back there. It gives you guys multiple options.
Yes, and it's also big whenever you're able to put Braylon in, and he comes in fresh, after you have to tackle Jay Sean, and then you have to go chase Braylon.
So the 4th down conversion here sets you guys up for victory formation. Like you said, the best formation in football.
Best formation in football.
Gives you guys the big win, 35-28 over the Greenbrier Panthers. We talked about 3-0 in non-conference, one of your team goals. How do you guys think this will prepare 3 5A teams that you played in non-conference? How do you think that'll prepare you for the 7-4A conference?
Well, I think it really battle tests us. We've been put in a lot of tough situations where we've had to come from behind and from halftime, and we've been able to do that. The teams that we've played non-conference are very solid teams. They've been a really good matchup for us, and I think ultimately it really battle tested us for our conference play.
Great. All right, so now we're going to go into the Edward Jones Players of the Week. These are the players that really just showed great performances this week. You got on offense, Jay Sean Davis, defense, Trey Bledsoe, and special teams, Carter Bagg. Just touch a little bit about all 3 of those guys and what they did this week.
Yeah, Jay Sean Davis, he carried it 24 times, had 216 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Then he also had a pick 6 on defense, but anytime you rush for over 200 yards, man, that's a special night for him. That kind of stuff doesn't happen all the time, especially in a spread offense. Yep. But up front did a really good job to allow him to do that, and he was able to make plays. Defense, Trey Bledsoe had 8 tackles, had an interception in a huge situation for us, able to get us the ball back. He also had 3 hurries. We were sending him off the edge and trying to get pressure on the quarterback with him. He did a great job. Our special teams player, Carter Babb, was able to step in and make his first start there, and did a really phenomenal job of getting those holds down and allowing our kicker to make those PATs. And it's not always an easy situation to do that. He also made a big play on special teams, recovering that kick. Yep. It was kind of deep, but had the awareness to get to the football and just recover it. And then our Badger Spirit Award, Zane Huddleston. Mm-hmm. He's been handling a lot of off the field things, in his life. He's done a great job. Shows up to practice every day with a smile on his face. And he's great player for us. He's on our offensive line, and he's one of those ones that allowed Jay Sean to make the plays that he did. And I think we had over 100 yards or over 300 yards rushing mm-hmm. Friday night, and our offensive line did a great job, and he's a big part of that also.
Yeah, awesome. So this week there will not be a game. You guys do have a bye week this Friday. So talk a little bit about how will you guys just really use the bye week to your advantage this week? Maybe getting some guys some rest, not having to prepare for an opponent this week. These next 2 days, what are you guys going to really try to do?
The biggest thing for the bye week is to focus on us. Yep. Nurse the bumps and bruises, which we don't really have many right mm-hmm. now. We're lucky in that aspect, but biggest thing is just focus on us, continue to get better, continue to improve, not take it as a vacation week.
So what are some more team goals that you guys would like to achieve throughout conference play? We know you achieved the one in non-conference. What are some more team goals you guys have throughout the rest of the season? So
for conference, we want to win a conference championship. That can come in all shapes and forms, but the ultimate goal is to win win yep. conference championship, and then make it to the playoffs, and then after that, it's win that first playoff game. You can't win a state championship unless you win the first playoff game.
Yeah, so conference championship would be absolutely huge. The 7-4A, like we've talked about, is a very tough conference. Yeah. The next 2 games you guys are going to have are the Nashville Scrappers and the Joe T. Robinson Senators, 2 of the best teams in the state. How big is that for your team, just getting prepared for these next 2 games that are really going to possibly just define your season? Yeah,
so our next 2 games are really, really strong tests for us, and we're lucky to have this bye week to be able to go into conference play fresh and feel good about what we're wanting.
Awesome. So, Coach, I want to say thank you. Good luck to you guys throughout this bye week. Hope you guys can work on some stuff. Get ready for a big conference slate coming up. We will have there won't be a football game this week, but we will have Badger Athletics updates for all sports on the Badger Athletics Facebook page and at APSD_athletics. So, Coach, again, thanks for being with us, and go Badgers.
Go Badgers.
Sponsors of Inside Badger Football include Shelter Insurance, Southwest Sporting Goods, Taylor King and Associates, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts, Price and Company, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone, Farm Bureau Insurance of Clark County, Turner and Turner, Attorneys at Law, EasyBins.com, Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, the accounting firm of Turner, Rogers, Manning and Plyler, Welch Funeral Home, Roger Wingfield of State Farm Insurance, and Southern Bancorp. Inside Badger Football is produced each week by Ouachita Baptist University's Rogers Department of Communication.